Oh my gosh, man. The jokes. They just write themselves. They just keep writing themselves. I don't think it's too hot of a take to talk about the Vancouver Canucks of 2024-2025 and say that they could not create offense. At least, well. They did it well last year, but you have to remember that last year, 23-24, the Vancouver Canucks were one of the best PDO teams in the history of the PDO statistics existence. Essentially meaning that Vancouver was getting pretty lucky in how they generated goals in that previous 23-24 season. Lo and behold, the Vancouver Canucks were defined as a lucky team by the PDO metric standards. The Canucks were getting little shots, but a whole bunch of goals, and they ended up being first in the Pacific Division because of it, whilst having their solid defensive structure in play. In 24-25, we saw all that luck in terms of scoring goals fizzle out, and what we're left with is a team that just doesn't get that many opportunities, but that still has that stellar defense and goaltending that can bail them out once in a while. A lot of folks would go out there and blame Rick Tocchet for this. Head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, former head coach, I should say, the Jack Adams winner of 23-24, and a guy whose reputation around the NHL is so, I'm going to say, disproportionately good compared to the actual results he has had as a head coach at the National Hockey League level. I know I've made my videos saying that Tocchet probably should stay if it means that Quinn Hughes is happy, but we also have made a ton of videos over the year of Rick Tocchet trying to reprogram Elias Pettersson, his style not really meshing with skilled players like Pettersson and Kuzmenko, how the way that this Vancouver Canucks team plays, sure, there are guys that play really well under Rick Tocchet hockey, but it's a very specific style of guy that excels in this system. It's a more physical, north-south, body-checking, aggressive kind of guy. The Garlands, the Joshuas, the JT Millers. These are the players that excel under Rick Tocchet. Bottom six players like Drew O'Connor, and last season we saw Nils Åman. These guys play well under Rick Tocchet, but if the top guys aren't playing all too great, like the Petterssons, then what gives? Are you going to sacrifice the talent and the production of your top-tier players if it means getting more production out of the bottom six guys? Or would you be more interested in a coach that is capable of bringing the best out of an Elias Pettersson whilst also having that bottom six support? Okay, that's a philosophical debate for another day, but the reason we are making this video is because Rick Tocchet has found himself back in studio at the NHL on TNT broadcast. And earlier yesterday, there was a post made of Rick Tocchet going out there and breaking down high danger shot attempts on the whiteboard. It's hilarious, and I recommend you go out there and watch the video yourself, because Tocchet essentially talks about how he doesn't like low danger shot opportunities. He doesn't want his guy, when his guy in red is down there at the half boards near the goal line and beyond the hash marks, he doesn't want his guy to throw it to the front of the net. Instead, Tocchet says that he would rather have his guy play it back over to the defenseman in order to facilitate a D-to-D and then make the play from there. Very simple play, right? Very simple hockey. But Tocchet is insistent that this is the style that he wants or prefers his guys to play. And the replies are hilarious. DiGiuseppe in the corner, back to Juleson, over to Desharnais for a shot. I can't wait for Tocchet to turn another superstar player into a 50-point player next season. I hope this bald POS never gets another coaching job. The dude's living in the dead puck era. Anyone who watched a Canucks game this season has seen this bullcrap, no result play over and over. Back to the D-man, point shot, blocked, and the puck goes the other way. This is oddly familiar for Vancouver Canucks fans, isn't it? Nothing plays where the puck is down low near the goal line, only to be fed back to the point, over to the other D, and then a shot that gets blocked. Or they try to make another pass for a 1T, and it gets blocked. We have seen this way too many times, not just this season, but last season. The Vancouver Canucks had a crazy high PDO in 23-24. It was unreplicatable, the level of offensive success that Vancouver had in that 23-24 year, and we even saw the layers of that success peeling back in the playoffs. I get it, the Vancouver Canucks were 1 goal away, 2 goals away, 1 game away from making the third round last year, but might I remind you, against Nashville? Against Edmonton even, the Vancouver Canucks were not getting many shots on goal. They were scoring like 5 goals on 15 shots in some of these games. It was kind of ridiculous. They were not really getting many opportunities, but they were finding ways to bury the puck through some way, some magical force or another. And that level of play, that caliber of offensive shot generation is just not sustainable over a full calendar year, let alone when you have all these expectations of being a Jack Adams winning coach from the year beforehand. It's so cut and dry the way Tocchet prefers to coach his guys, and now we are seeing just some of the replies from Vancouver Canucks fans that are talking about this stuff. He just confirmed what everybody was complaining about this year. This is why the Vancouver Canucks averaged 15 to 20 shots per game. It's Rick Tocchet-styled hockey. And now there are some other replies that I wanted to go out there and read for y'all here. Rick Tocchet funneling pucks up the wall back to the point instead of letting guys take shots and make plays down low? Shocking, I tell you. This is why his teams never generate anything. It's absolutely a Rick Tocchet problem. This is why Tocchet's teams are constantly under 20 shots. Most teams have 4 to 5 guys who can beat goalies from that area near the goal line, if they have the time and space with no screen. A set 3-2 spread 5v5 with 0 D-man activation in the year of our Lord 2025? Wow, I'm shocked that Tocchet teams are routinely shut down. It's almost like off-puck movement and formation changes help create confusion amongst defense, leading to high-danger chances. Essentially what Sapp is saying here is that the Vancouver Canucks strategy of just kind of letting this play develop, where all of their guys are stationary, 2 guys at the point, 1 in the middle, 1 on the left, it doesn't allow flexibility to create anything. You have the Vancouver Canucks always playing it back to the D-men to try to force a shot through, when other teams will have their D-men roving around, their forwards moving around to open space instead of just planting themselves in the X's and O's spots that Rick Tocchet has here on this whiteboard. Instead of shooting it from the circle, get the puck down low and pass it to the point for a point shot. I wonder why Rick Tocchet teams struggle to produce any offense and average 20 shots a game. Why is this guy's reputation so high in the NHL? Okay, that's an entire other debate. I think I know the answer, but we'll just leave that here for now. Sorry, I let myself get carried away there, like I usually do. But this is absolutely hilarious, man. The Rick Tocchet style of hockey being put on display full blast on TV, and Canucks fans are having a field day with this by saying, yeah, like this is exactly what we were talking about throughout the entire season, that the Canucks just cannot get any legitimate opportunities to do anything or whatever. They don't have the same creativity and offensive flexing that we saw under Bruce Boudreau with a lot of the same guys. Elias Pettersson and Brock Besser and Andrei Kuzmenko when he was here. I don't know, man. Rick Tocchet really just revealed why the Vancouver Canucks couldn't do anything, and I just find it so funny how this was talked about on TV and how Canucks fans are responding to it online. I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Rick Tocchet's video segment on TNT, and do you agree with his philosophy that he'd rather have guys just pass it over to the point and take point shots rather than making plays down low and trying to do anything nifty? Because we know Canucks players like Pettersson and Höglander, for example, they do have the hands to be able to navigate the ice down low with the puck. But it seems like from the way the coach wants them playing, they're not allowed to do that. Or they're not encouraged to do that. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.